Wanted to ask you how your year was. We're heading to the end of this year, so we like to do a quick year-end review. We do this at the dojo, and hopefully you do this in your own training. If not, it's something you can do with me here and now, or it's something you can choose to develop in your own personal training or your own personal life. It's a really wonderful way to take stock of where we are in our life and what we need to do. I'm not even going to say what year it is, because you can actually watch this video anytime and play it back as many times as you want to perhaps help you along your path. So the year isn't important. It's just a step along the line. How was this past year for us? We have to assess. Was it a good year? Was it a bad year? Was it an average mundane year? Nothing very much special happened, or it was the best year of my life, could have been the worst year of your life. Regardless, it's now officially cataloged as history. It's the past. We cannot access it anymore. After now, this moment in time is permanently in history, to be forgotten and erased by all of humankind with enough time. It will just be a quick number on someone's written page. So that's the good news in a way, because everything is temporary, everything is ephemeral, everything is floating away. So anything bad that's happened really doesn't have power over me anymore, as long as I don't allow it to. I officially know it's part of my past. I can let it go, and letting go is an extremely powerful tool for the warrior, the enlightened person, so to speak. Anything is involving anger of any kind. Was I angry at a person or a place or a thing and a time in my life? Was I angry about something that happened 20 years ago or last month? Either way, it can only have power over you if you allow it to. So I choose to let go of any type of angry thoughts, any type of regret that I might have. No matter how much I replay it in my mind, I could have only done it that one way in reality. It's part of my past. I'm going to put that on the last chapter of my life and concentrate on the next page in my book, the next chapter of my life. The good things in life that happened in the past year, and perhaps you made some more money in your life, or you got a better job, or you worked in your education, you got a new belt rank, or you met the love of your life. Whatever happened to you, whether it's internal or external, celebrate that. Don't just let it go. Write about it. Celebrate it. But again, don't harp on it. It's part of our past. Again, it has no power over who we are now. The good and the bad are equally gone right now. We really only have this very moment. Now that moment's gone. Now that moment's gone. We really only have the here and the now. And the future we cannot predict either. So we're really stuck in this fixed state here and now. So it's very important to be mindful and aware and awake and alert of where we are now. However, it's okay to go back. It's okay to look over the past. Just don't let it become who you are. More importantly, what are we going to do next year? And again, you don't have to set this on a New Year's Day. That's kind of a commercialized thing that people do. They make these New Year's Eve resolutions, and then most of us fail at them within a week or two. We kind of do that is because all our friends are doing it, and our family's saying, hey, what are you gonna fix for New Year's? And you're like, well, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna change that. And then sure enough, our old habits take hold and we let that go, we quit, we stop doing what we're going to do. And that's something you don't want to do, because your friends and family might think that you have no dignity, that you lie a lot, that you say you're going to do one thing and then you do another. So we don't want to be labeled that way. We don't want to do that. Don't get into the habit of being the boy who cried wolf and being the person that always talks the talk but then never walks the walk. That's not a very respectful way to go through life, and people can really see through that. So perhaps you don't even want to tell the world what you're going to change. Maybe you just want to write in a diary, or you want to take some notes or make a letter to yourself. I recommend that highly. Writing down your future goals and dreams is an extremely important thing to do. It's a wonderful tool. If you just think about it, you'll get distracted. But if you can write it down on a board, or put it where you can see it at work on a little sticky note, or put it on the refrigerator, so people will hold you accountable. That's a wonderful exercise to do, but make sure your goals are very they're not too large that you can't accomplish them. You want to have stepping stones, small, incremental ways to get to your goal, ones that you can accomplish, so you can build up what we call the momentum of accomplishment. What are your goals for the next year, or for tomorrow, or next week? What are your dreams? We're running out of time, so it's important now to rethink of what they are, or revisit them, or continue to work hard toward them. There's a thing you can do, and it's not morbid in my opinion, but you really kind of figure out mathematically where you are in your life. What you do is you take the year that you were born, so think about that year, and then you think about the average lifespan, the life expectancy of a human being in this particular year, and it tends to go up. 100 years ago it was a lot different than it is now. So the average lifespan for a male right now is about 73, 74 years old. Females tend to live several years longer. That's an advantage. But many things come into factor. Where you live, what country you live in even depends. People in Japan have the highest rate of survival well into their 80s. People in America in their lower 70s, and unfortunately there are many countries that perhaps don't environmentally have it as good as we do. If you live in the country of Chad, you might only live to your early 50s. Many things affect when we're going to die. Genetics, healthy lifestyle or lack of, things, health issues that you develop from your family or from your environment, where you live, the air that you breathe, again, the food you put into your body, how much movement you do. Are we going to have a cancer gene turn on somehow? Or are we going to catch an illness when we least expected it? Are we going to be killed accidentally? All these things can happen. Sheer luck. All these things factor into it. But what you can do is take the year you were born, the average life expectancy, and what year we're in now, and then do that little mathematical equation. You'll figure out how much time you have left to live. For many of us, it's unpredictable. We can't really tell, but we might have 10, 20, maybe 30, 40 years left, if we're lucky again. If we're lucky. That's not a long time. That's the blink of an eye. It doesn't even register in geological time. What that does, it's kind of exciting. It gives me a sense of urgency. Studying death is not morbid. That's a Western thought. In the East, they study death all the time. It's not something that's put under the rug. It's something that's discussed openly. The samurai were famous for writing death poems and talking about death every day, and the truly enlightened warriors were the ones that understood their death, and they understood the cycle of life and where their place was in it. Knowing how few years we have left, we tend to let things go. We tend to focus on the future and the here and the now. What are your goals for this year? Help yourself by making a list. Tell your friends. It's up to you if you want to tell your friends. Some will hold you accountable and some won't care either way, so that's a personal preference. Make sure it's positive. Is it going to be something external or something internal? External meaning, am I going to want to make more money? Am I going to want my business to be more successful? Am I going to want to work on my appearance somehow? Or if I want to have something a little bit more depth with meaning, a little bit more deeper, I want to work on something internal. I want to work on my weaknesses. I want to work on my personality, my confidence. I want to allow love to come into my life again. Maybe I've been hurt in the past and I shut myself down or put myself out of love for a long time, and I want to rediscover who I am, or allow someone into my life to love who I am. I want to let go of any childhood issues I might have and look toward the future. These are all positive things that we can do to work on ourselves, and that's part of being a warrior. And I don't just mean literally in martial arts. You can be anything in life and still do this exercise and this meditation. You can sit and contemplate your life and see where you are. Where do you fit into that? What you can do to change it. Always remember, we have the power to change anything we wish. It's all up here. What I do think, I will say and become, pretty much, as an average. Take the time to take stock of our last year, categorize it, get rid of it because it's part of our past. Work on the here and the now. Be present in every moment. Celebrate ourselves. Laugh a little more. Love a little more. let go of things a little more, look toward the future. We have that ability as human beings to actually project into our future, to see roughly how long we still have to live, and to know that we have the power and the intelligence and the means to change our life for the positive. Keep it positive. Try to work on the inner things more than the outer. We know that acquiring more stuff, more money, better job really doesn't make us any happier. What makes us happier is being content with the idea of death, being content with our life and who we are in it, and working towards some goals and dreams that I can accomplish. Small, to start small, get a little bigger and stronger as we go along. I hope you get to your goals and dreams. I hope that you come up with a list and that you can accomplish what you always wanted to do. There's only one life, and it's very short and it's ending very soon, so what are we waiting for? Chances are we're afraid of something. We're unconfident in our abilities, and that's not true. I want to know that I can do anything I want, as can you. I can really accomplish any goal and dream I try. And that is the effort. The effort is the trying, and I can be consistent. I must be consistent. I can't just tell people one thing and do another. I have to prove not to them but to myself that I'm capable of accomplishing my goals and dreams. I'm capable of getting one step closer to enlightenment, one step closer to happiness and pure joy. I wish you the best of luck, although it's much more than luck to get there. Until next time, have a good day, good week, good month, great year, great life.